Hello and welcome to the Southern Carp Cup final. We're down at Orchards Farm Fishery in Kent and we've got 12 pairs of anglers on here that have all qualified from 3 separate qualifiers where the top 4 pairs went through to fish the final. We're on Lake 7. Now there's a massive head of fish in here. The fish in here run to mid-40s, which is a big fish. Not only that, they do like to grace the bank. I've seen them on the bank personally and there's some real stunners. It's quite a predominant maggot water. It sees a lot of maggots through the year, especially through the winter, but it carries on, whereas a lot of lakes can stop fishing on maggots. However, here on Lake 7, they're a big edge and a lot of people are going to brought them with them. How it's going to work this weekend is very easy. We're going to start at 9 o'clock with the draw. Now, normally in these competitions, the guys will use their watercraft skills to choose what peg they're going to fish. However, with it being the final, they're doing what's called an out of the bag draw, which means the guys will come up, draw their number, and that's the peg they're going to be fishing. Once we've got the draw out of the way, 11 o'clock, they're going to start baiting and marking. When it comes to 12, the second hooter, they're going to start fishing. They will then fish for 48 hours through till Sunday, and by the end of it, we will have the Southern Carp Cup champions. So let's get down there and let's get these guys on the bank. So I'm now joined by one of my very good friends. He's also my fishing partner, fellow British champion, Mr. Neil Rivers.
Hello, Bonesy, mate. How you doing?
You well?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good to see you. Orchard Farm, it's one of your local waters. We've obviously fished here quite a little bit. What do you think the boys are going to do this weekend?
Yeah, it's my local water, mate. Yeah, it'll be a good competition this weekend. The weather's right. It shouldn't be too hot. They shouldn't spawn. So yeah, it should be a good field. Be a good competition this weekend.
Tactics you think the boys are all going to be using?
Yeah, maggots predominantly.
Yeah.
There'll be a few guys doing the boilies and stuff, but yeah, I reckon maggots will win it, definitely.
It sees quite a lot of maggots, doesn't it? I know.
It does on the matches, Chris. Yeah, it does.
So what's your predictions?
Peg 9, if
Yeah.
he fishes it right. There's already fish showing in front of him.
Yeah, we've seen a few while we've been stood, haven't we?
Peg 10, swains. If again there's fish up there, it's open water, the fish like it, but this wind's pushing down there. So yeah, peg 9, I reckon.
Wild card? There must be a wild card peg that you think these pegs are known to do quite a lot of fish, aren't they? And if you had a wild card and you had to put a bit of money maybe on somebody who you think, oh, not too bad, but they could get it.
Yeah, Billy and Jamie's always worth putting a tenner on, mate.
Here we are in peg 8. Richie Collins, Kevin Locke, first fish of the competition. So we're going to get this fish out. Looks like a good fish to me, up a double.
19.7.
£19, 7 ounces, that's a good start. There we go, a beautiful mirror carp, just side £20. £19, 7 ounces. Going to put these boys in first position. So that's going to give them a bit of a confidence boost and a nice little start. But I'm sure there's going to be plenty more fish out over the weekend. So no sooner has peg 8 returned their fish and we're over to peg 12. First fish for Tony Reynolds and Jeff Reynolds. Just shows these fish are starting to get on the feed a little bit now. Obviously the start of the match, the lake won't have been fished for a good 12, 24 hours. And then all of a sudden it has 24 anglers start throwing leads at them. The fish tend to quieten off a little bit, but we're nearly just under 3 hours into the match now. We've had 1 fish lost and 2 fish landed. So not a bad start to the weekend. You see Tony. Rod straight back out as soon as the fish come in. He's got another little bag of maggots there tied up. Quite a popular tactic on here. Maggots are very well used on here. It's a tactic that has worked here for a long time. So he's just going to sink his line down there. And I can see he's just dropped a back lead in his mouth. So what this lead does is he's going to clip that onto the main line and it will sink the main line close to the rods, ensuring that the line is out of the way of the fish so the fish don't bump into the line and get spooked off. So you're just going to swing that out into the slightly deeper water. That brings the line down. Can affect your bite indication a little bit, but it does ensure that the line's sunken out of the way. So here we are in peg 12, second fish of the competition. Tony and Jeff Reynolds, a lovely common carp of £14, 5 ounces, putting them into second position. Nice little confidence boost to get one early doors. Can signal that the fish are around because where there's one, there tends to be another. So I'm currently in peg 1 with Darren Chalk and Danny Martin. They've got a very interesting tactic. Boys, you're not fishing.
Well, no.
What's the ideas behind it?
Well, we got here to the final through sitting back on our hands at Metz, Thorny Weir and Metz, very hard, well-established lake, which I'm a bailiff of, and we sat back for 3-4 hours, waiting for the fish to come in. It was a hard swim we were in, but we nicked one fish, which we were here.
It's got through to the final, which is very important. And obviously, what your idea is, then, I believe, is this bay that you've got to yourself. You're allowing everyone else on the lake who's causing a lot of commotion and pressure to push the fish down here where it's safe and there's no rocks.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully that's what we.
That's the feel.
I mean,
whether it works or not.
It takes some massive nerve to do that in a competition, guys. Especially as people start catching.
Well, we got a lot of toilet roll here, mate. That's how scared we are at the moment.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'll keep nudging him and saying, "Let's go." No, wait.
So we're 5 hours in. What sort of time are you thinking?
Might be tomorrow. As soon as we start seeing the fish roll in, we sit there, we wait for them. I mean, it's pretty similar to mixer fishing. You put mixers out, you wait for to get them confident.
Yeah.
As soon as they're confident, cut the top
then you
of
can
the
hopefully
bag,
just pick them off.
straight on top of the fish. I mean, if you start getting fish after that, then you put a little bit more extra bait and you just fish for a bite, and that's what we're hopefully going to try and do.
It's a brave tactic. Lovely brace shot there of 18 pound 10 ounces and a 14 pound one. It's going to push these boys up into the lead. Duncan Warman, Glenn Wheatley. This is their 5th fish of the competition. They had 4 in quick succession this afternoon. Landed them very quickly, including a triple take. So these boys are going to bump up into the lead. It's very difficult to keep in touch with what's going on. There's so many fish starting to come out around the lake. So we're going to stay with these guys and see how they get on. Fish safely in the net. Looks to me like it's going to be at least a 20 pounder, maybe even up a 20. It's difficult to tell when they're in the net, but we're going to get the marshals over, do the important weigh-in. There we go, 24 pound 12 ounces of mirror carp. Big smiles on the boys' faces. So here we are with Billy Flowers. He's into what seems to be a good fish. A very tense moment when these fish are that close into the edge. His partner there, Jamie Londers, is going to aid with the netting. It's over the cord. It looks to be a good fish, that does. On the scales, 31 pound on the nose. Happy with that. So here we are, 9 AM Saturday morning, and what a difference a night can make. Last night in the lead we had Warman and Wheatley with 109 pounder fish in peg 9. Second place, Kemp and Byford with 59 pounder fish in peg 5. Third place, Swain and Swain, 56 pounder fish in peg 10. However, through the night we've had a lot of fish caught, including a fish over the 30 pound barrier. So without further ado, let's head to the scores on the doors and see what's been going on. Now, there's only 37 pounds splits third to first, so there's everything to play for. But the big change, 6th position into 2nd, that's Londers and Flowers. They had that fish of 30 pounds. They've also had 4 other fish since 3:30 this morning. So I think we need to head down there and find out what these boys have been doing to catch 5 fish in such a quick succession. Yesterday you had the 1 fish, it was a good sized fish, but you know, you've started to kick it off now and you've bumped yourselves up into 2nd.
Yeah, we pretty much stayed up most of the night. Knowing the peg that we pulled, we wasn't overly convinced because we know that it's not done too much in previous matches. We know it's a sort of a hit and miss peg. You may have a few, they might drift in and out. So on that scenario, we opted to just do sort of just little bags, regular casting, staying up, trying to find them. And from sort of like you say, 3:30 onwards, we managed to nail a few, found where they was, stayed on the spots, and regular rechucks, and yeah, we managed to catch a couple of decent ones as well along the way.
It's a sort of peg, it reminds me, where you ain't going to get no big numbers turn up, but then this morning there was a lot of fish that turned up to our right, so you never know.
2 biggest fish of the competition so far, which has obviously helped as well with some of the other pegs like peg 10 taking a lot of fish, but they've been very small. So do you think there's something specific you're doing that does that? Can we have a look at what you're doing?
Yeah, you can. It's always we're doing really is just like I say, because of the particular swim, we're just fishing for sort of that 1 bite at a time, not going real heavy on the baiting. So it's just quite a simple rig, leg cord leader, which is we just do it loop to loop style, leg clip so the leg can be dislodged if it gets snagged. Nice simple rig, fishing it on a blowback style with a piece of slow sinking corn and some maggots threaded on the end. And the main thing is the putty, making sure it's pinned down and heavy at this end, so because it's very light hook bait, so it can shoot straight in the fish's mouth, and an ultra sharp hook.
And that's it, and that's what you've been snaring them on?
Pretty much, mate, yeah, just on that, and like I say, we've been lucky enough to have a couple of better ones as well.
So here we are in peg 10, Andy and Tim Swain, a brother duo. You're in second position, boys. Happy with what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Tactics are working.
Could do with some bigger fish, to be fair.
You have consistently caught fish throughout the match so far, but you've had the most fish. However, they have been quite small fish, haven't
We
they?
had 3 or 4 now.
So that's equal to just one fish with some
Exactly,
of the other guys.
yeah.
Who are you worried about?
Flowers and Londers.
Flowers and Londers,
Yeah.
correct. They've had a 28
yeah.
and a 31, so obviously that's quite a lot of fish
Always
when
a
you're
danger.
catching the smaller ones.
Yeah.
But you're currently in second, so you're doing what's working, seems to be working.
Yeah, keep
There's
plugging
4
away.
pairs seem to have pulled away from the pack. You're amongst them.
Yeah.
So I take it you're not going to change anything?
No need.
No need.
No.
Plug away.
So just over the halfway point, we're 24 hours into this competition now, and what a great first half it's been. We've had lots of position changing, we've had lots of fish caught, from small fish to big fish. We had a very successful night. Londers and Flowers peg 3 moved themselves from 6th up to 2nd, and that 31 pounder has really helped them along. But this is not a clear-cut competition. There's 4 or 5 pairs starting to pull a little bit away from the pack. You've got Warman and Wheatley in the lead. They have not had a fish since 7 AM this morning. I can't see them holding on to this lead if they don't change something soon and get into a few more fish. The opposite end of the lake has started to produce a few fish now. The wind has switched 180 degrees and is blowing into the shallow end. Has this moved the fish down there? Only time will tell. So here we are, peg 12. Tony and Jeff Reynolds, currently in 4th position. They had 3 fish in quick succession this morning. They've just had another one that's in the sling waiting to be weighed. And without further ado, their rod has rattled off again and they're into another Orchard Farm carp. That looks a good fish. Oh, he's ready. Is it in the net? It's in the net. The boys are going to be happy with that. Another fish of double figures. All smiles and laughs. We'll push them up into a podium position. We'll get the marshals involved and we'll find out. So here we are, peg 12, Reynolds and Reynolds. They've just landed 2 fish, 14 pounds, 16 pound 2. That moves them up into 3rd position with 132 pound 5 ounces. There is now only 18 pound 8 ounces separating 4th position to 1st position. This match is getting closer and closer and closer with only 1 fish in it. Where this is going to end, nobody knows. So here we are with our current leaders, Duncan Warman and Glenn Wheatley in peg 9. Boys, it's been a quiet morning for you. You haven't had a fish since 7 AM.
No, it's been pretty quiet actually. So,
There's been a big change somewhere, hasn't there?
Yeah, wind's changed.
Has it? Pushed them out of your swim, you think?
Yeah, definitely.
definitely, yeah. I mean, they were showing last night, and then, like I say, the rain's come in and wind's changed, and I think it's just pushed them out a bit.
So how about that? Peg 6, Nathan Crowder, Lee Bruce, £40, 11 ounce mirror carp. The smile on the face says it all. A new PB for Nathan. He's going to be very happy with that. Not only that, it's going to bump them right up the leaderboard, that is. Is it going to bring these two into the competition? Those 4 pairs have sort of pulled away a little bit, but this fish is definitely going to be helping. So as we move further and further into the second half of this competition, I'm joined again with Neil Rivers, current British champion. Neil, your predictions seem to be paying off a little bit.
Yeah, they are at the moment, mate. Yeah, weather's changed. Billy and Jamie are doing really well.
They were your wild card, weren't they? Because obviously they weren't in one of the favoured pegs.
They weren't, mate, but this weather, how it's changed, has pushed right into their hands. And if they can carry on doing it, mate, yeah, I can see them up on the podium.
So here we are back in peg 3 with Londers and Flowers. They had a 19 6 ounce earlier. They've just landed this 9 9 ounce fully scaled mirror carp, putting them within 2 pounds 7 ounces of that leader spot. So with it being that close, looking across the lake, Tony and Jeff Reynolds are into another fish. This pair have had a lot of fish this morning and quite possibly will be contenders for the lead. Nerves are always going at this point, a little bit of back winding to give the fish a little bit of line. But no, it's over the cord and into the net, a lovely looking common carp, possibly an upper double, and this could put this pair into the lead. Boys, we'll just get the equipment ready for weighing.
£18, 13 ounces.
£18 and 13 ounces. So here we are with our new leaders, Tony and Jeff Reynolds in peg 12. Boys, you've had a good morning.
Yeah, we've caught quite a few today, haven't we? Since about 6:30 they started feeding, and basically every hour we've been picking a fish up. Like, you know, we've been working hard at it with the positioning of the baits, etc. And we've done very well. So we're pretty tired, but we're doing all right. So if they keep on going, we'll sort of.
We had this big wind switch, didn't we? And do you think that's played into your favour?
Yes, that's right. It did, didn't it, Tone? That wind changed and brought the fish down.
Brought the fish down, and better for us, the bigger fish as well. We was catching a lot of small fish singles, and since the wind's changed around, different shoals come in, and we're getting a few doubles now as well. So it's up in our weight, yeah.
Your line's all right over there, though, isn't it? Yeah, no, away at the moment. I'm just going to take the bail arm off it anyway, just in case. Go on, mate. Can't worry about your back.
What a glorious morning to finish this competition on. The sun's shining, it's a beautiful day, and the fish have been playing ball through the evening. Again, we've got new leaders. We've had movers and shakers through the night, and the fish have really been playing ball. So let's take a look at that scoreboard and see how those positions have been changing. So there we go, our new leaders, Londers and Flowers, £256 and 15 ounces, but a measly £5 6 ounces separating second to fourth. This match is really going to go to the wire. So what an awesome night's fishing we've had. We've got new leaders, Londers and Flowers. They're in peg 3 just to my right, so we need to head over and find out what these boys have been doing. £110 of fish through the night, boys, putting you into the lead. Feeling quite confident this morning?
Fairly confident. We're going to need a couple more fish. So we've just nicked a bonus fish off the island, which we ain't managed to do through the first 30 odd hours of the competition.
So spirits are high. Is there anyone you're worried about, Bill?
Not at this particular moment. We've quite a bit of a cushion. You're always sort of looking around, but we always go to the end and we're chopping and changing. So I'm confident of another quick bite and maybe nick another one. If we can nick one more, we've got a nice cushion. But I'm happy with the cushion at the moment. But we'll see, just see how it rolls out.
So into the last hour of this competition, we've got a pair that are moving their way up the leaderboard. Behind me, Butler and Durling in peg 2. They've landed 3 fish this morning that has taken them to within £26 of second position. Not only that, they're £20 behind being in a qualifying spot for the British Carp Cups final. With just over 20 minutes this match left to go, Londers in Flowers and Peg 3. They're into another fish. They predicted earlier they'd hopefully grab a couple more fish before the end, and they've done exactly that. These boys really do work as a team. See Jamie there just picking up the other rod and dropping the line to ensure Billy doesn't get caught up in it. If they manage to get this fish in the net, this could quite possibly be it over. There we go, that's a good fish. Mid-20, possible high 20. Boys pleased with that. That's going to have increased their lead, and quite possibly, with only just under 20 minutes of the match left to play, I think someone would have to have a bit of a miracle now to catch these boys. So Warman and Wheatley have just weighed in that fish, and Swain have had a double take. Now if these boys land these two fish, they're going to move from 4th position into a possible podium position. First one goes over the cord and in the net. They're going to be happy with that. Only one more to go. And that one does too.
Last nose.
Exciting stuff. Still shaking.
Well done, bruv.
Well done, mate.
And there we go. I give you your Southern Carp Cup champions, Billy Flowers and Jamie Londers. One awesome display of angling we've had here over the past 48 hours. We've had 103 fish landed for a grand total of £1,542, 6 ounces. The biggest fish going to Nathan Crowder, a new PB of £40, 11 ounce, a beautiful mirror carp. We know who our champions are now, but who was in 2nd and 3rd? We had the double take in Peg 10, we had the fish caught in Peg 9, so let's head over to the scoreboard and find out who got those last 2 spots. So there we go, Londers and Flowers, our new Southern Carp Cup champions with £295, 1 ounce. Those 2 fish for Tim Swain and Andy Swain taking them into 2nd, ahead of Duncan Warman and Glenn Wheatley. Tony Reynolds and Jeff Reynolds in 4th place there, but they still qualified to go on to the British Carp Cup final. So there we go, what a great event. We're now joined by our new Southern Carp Cup champions, Billy Flowers, Jamie Londers. Happy boys?
Yeah, really happy with that one.
That was some awesome display of angling, I must say. I don't think you actually got any sleep, did you?
We've got about an hour, I reckon, so it weren't the best draw in the world, so to come first out of that peg. We worked hard, we stayed up all night, we cast around, fresh bags, fresh bait, got us the bonus fish we needed.
Well, what you did obviously worked. You're now the new champions, and hopefully we'll see you back here next year to defend your title, and not only that, we'll see you at the final for the British Carp Champs.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate.
So there we go, there's our new Southern Carp Cup champions, Billy Flowers and Jamie Londers. Don't forget to like the Facebook page, British Carp Cups, and following the conversation, #SouthernBCC.